The fact that the villagers are actually using the things that I'm building, I mean, give them 10 out of 10. The birds are not so bad. The penguins not so bad. The birds are pretty terrible. Y'all, we've almost made it to 500 subscribers. That's wild. That is completely wild, and I appreciate every single one of you that have subscribed and been watching my content, because y'all have been supporting me in a way that, like, I just never even imagined. So in this speed build, I do end up moving Kiki's house, even though I loved it there, but I also want to put Nook's Cranny there. I also add a parking lot, because how can you have a supermarket without a parking lot? And can we just forget the fact that there is like no way to drive into this parking lot? And we're just gonna pretend that because I ran out of room. Like, it's not a big deal. We're not gonna question it's Animal Crossing. We're not even gonna get into questioning of it. Also, I end up adding a park, and I also end up adding this road, but I'm not sure if I want to keep it there, basically. I don't know if I want to keep it there. Like, it would have been better somewhere else, but I didn't do it somewhere else, but it will probably stay there for now. I don't like it near the beach, but I'm just gonna see what it's like when I'm all done. I don't think I'm gonna change it around, because like I said, city core, it's been real. It's been real. It's been fun, and it's been a nice little adventure, but it's been real. So I'm gonna go ahead and get into like story time, because I feel like there's a lot of people out there right now going through like a really hard time, and I just want to give you guys a funny and motivational and uplifting story. So once upon a time, I put myself on a dating website, and I met this man who I thought was gonna be my husband, like my forever person. Like, it was gonna be a man of my children. Like, you know, we were gonna be together forever. And he painted that picture in my head. I didn't so much paint that picture in his head, because I always felt like there was something I couldn't trust about this person. Like, I just always felt something in my gut that he was too good. I mean, he was a businessman. He was way too good at like convincing you about something, and that to me, just something felt off about that. But he was very good at like talking the talk, but not very good at walking the walk. And in the end, obviously things didn't work out, and for the good. My goodness, for the good. Okay, when I met this man, I had like no idea. Like, I had no idea, and I wasn't looking for someone who made a ton of money. I generally was just looking for like my ride or die, you know? When it comes down to it, always look for your ride or die, and this person was definitely not going to be my ride or die. It was kind of like, you do what I tell you, or I'm out. And I'm out anyway when it's convenient for myself, and I come back when I want to this relationship. Right, but in the beginning of it, you know, as they do, he would show me like photos of like really nice houses for me to imagine it, you know, living with him in these really fancy houses. And I was always like, I don't understand that, because he would be like, I want a woman that doesn't just want me for my money. Like, he was literally one of those guys. It doesn't make sense that you're sat out here like showing me your $1 million houses that you're trying to buy. Anyway, basically, the moral of the story is he couldn't actually afford to buy the $1 million houses. Maybe the $500,000 he ended up buying, but not the $1 million houses. So he was just basically showing off. Because he didn't know how to be a good person. Like, he didn't have it. Like, he had the mentality for it to be a successful business person. He had the mentality to kind of use people for what he needed, but he couldn't. The only way he could impress someone was with his love bombing and with showing me photos and trying to get me attached to this life that we were going to live and have kids, and he was going to work really hard. And, you know, all that love bombing stuff that these men give you. And it's so funny because, like, when I think about it, when I was with this person, I never felt like I was good enough to be with this person, because, you know, like, the most money I make is like maybe $1.5 grand, maybe $2 grand a month. Like, if it's a really good month, like, I don't make $2 grand. So I'm like, oh my goodness, this person makes like a lot of money. Has his own business. He's so successful. Like, I don't know what I did to like meet this person. I don't have anything to offer. And then what I realized in the whole relationship is I had everything to offer that he wanted. I had everything that he wanted. I had the mentality. I was the hardworking person. I was the person that wasn't gonna get down. Like, I wasn't gonna get sad over like the small things. Like, he would get sad and he would get angry over like the smallest things, and everything would revolve around him. So I feel like he already knew. he already knew, because I remember one time he says, hey, I want you to pick out this because, and I'm asking you, and I would always be like, oh no, I don't want to pick it out because it's your house at the end of the day, like you're buying this house. And he'd be like, no, I don't want this whole relationship to be about me. And I thought like he was like being pretty genuine in this relationship, like he was, you know, he genuinely wanted me to be valued in this relationship. But what I realized is that was just how he wanted me to get attached to him, and that there was no value in this relationship. And so he knew that he had to show a different side of him in order to kind of get me attached in this relationship, because he had absolutely nothing to offer. But yeah, I was the one thinking, oh, I don't have this, and I'm not this person, and I shop at this place, and I don't have fancy clothes, and I'm not one of those girls that, you know, go out and shop at these fancy places. And so when in the beginning of the relationship, that wasn't like a big deal. He's like, yeah, I'm looking for someone that's not going to use me for my money. That's what I'm looking for. And I just never realized that, like, it just, I don't know, because I've never had anyone to compare it to. And I've also never had a person like go on a date or even like sit there and have a conversation about, well, I'm going to buy this and I'm going to buy this. So at some points he would like build me up and be like, yeah, you're worth all of these things, which was nice. And that's kind of what these people in toxic relationships do. They build you up, but then they would knock you down, and they build you up, and then they knock you down. And the moral of the story is that whole relationship, I at that point didn't feel like I was deserving to be with this person. Like I didn't think I could have any value to bring to this person, because I just never valued myself that way. But what I realized is he was with me not because of only because of what I could offer him. He wasn't with me because he thought I was beautiful or the things that I had. He was with me because he saw something in me that he didn't have, because he has to pretend to be something he's not in order to kind of keep up this lifestyle. And so the moral of the story is, anytime that you don't feel valuable, you are so valuable, you just don't see it. And people like that, they want to take what's valuable from you and destroy you. So that was his goal in the end, was to make me very dependent on him. And so I would have no value in myself, and he could take all that greatness that I bring to the table from me and pick me up when it was convenient, and treat me and make me feel like I wasn't enough and I was undeserving by the end of it. So although his words would be like, yeah, you're deserving and I want this life with you, but I'm also going to cheat on you, and I'm also pick you up when it's convenient, and I'm going to drop you off, and I'm going to get you attached to me so you'll keep coming back to me. Anytime you have a bad day, you'll remember that one time that I picked you up. You'll remember how much like I put into you as a person, so you'll constantly, every time I screw up in this relationship, you'll keep taking me back, because you're going to see the potential that I have, but the person that I can't be. And so I didn't realize like this was a thing that people did. Like for me, I was like so shocked that like who this person I thought this person wasn't this person. And so I was like, I don't understand how a person can do that to you. Like, I don't understand. I don't care about the money. I don't care about the things. Like, I love this person for who this person is. And what I realized is when I left this relationship, and after a few months of leaving this relationship, one of the most eye-opening things is they tend to pick strong people who have greatness to them, and they have to feed off of that greatness that you have. Because for me, I would always answer my phone. For me, if I did a 12-hour shift in order to spend time together, I would stay awake till like 1 or 2 in the morning, and I would get up at 4:30 in the morning and I'd go to work. Like, I'd really make the effort. And I realized that by the end of it, he didn't, and he only answered his phone when it was convenient for himself, or he would only have a conversation and pick it up when it was convenient for him. And I realized very early on, well, not very, I realized a little bit too later on that's he doesn't love you, he's using you. I realized it a few times through the relationship, but then he would do that like super talk, like super, one man can change, and I need to go and forgive my one of my parents, I need to go do this, and I need to become a better and a changed man, as they do, but they never do. They never change. So it's really funny how I came out of this relationship. Like, the whole aim was to make me feel not valuable, was to make me feel valuable when I was with him, so I would stay with him. So he'd always be able to kind of use and abuse me whenever he wanted. And what I realized is I actually came out of this relationship more feeling valued, because not only could the only thing he had to offer was the things that he had, not who he was, because I made it very clear from the beginning. I said, it's not what you can provide me, it's what you as a person can bring to my life. Like, how can you make me a better person? What can you provide? And I thought, oh my goodness, when I had to leave, when I had to make that choice to either stay or leave, and when I left, I was like, you know what? I feel like he missed out. He missed out on someone that's so loyal and will work so hard. And he didn't destroy me. I built myself up. He tried to drown me. He tried to bury me. But I brought myself out. I brought myself up. I didn't look at all the things that I lost, because, there was a lot of things that I did want that he could provide. Like, I would have loved to have been a stay-at-home mom. I would have loved to have found my best friend and not have to go through life all alone. And I would have loved to have a nice house. Like, I would have just loved not to live paycheck to paycheck. But what I realized is I can provide those things for myself, because I have that mentality. And this is somebody who would have the worst day his worst day would literally be Amazon at taking one of his products back because he was late to return it. That would annoy his day. That would ruin his whole day. And I realized, I'm out here working really, really hard and, making doing life-changing things to people. And I'm like, if I just change my mentality about the whole situation, I can change how I feel about myself. I can feel really, really valued, because this person deep down obviously had a low self-esteem that he had to find happiness in multiple people feeding his ego. He couldn't just have one woman, he had to have multiple women. But he said he wanted this lifestyle. He said he wanted to marry one person. He was looking for his best friend, but he couldn't actually live that, he couldn't live with just one woman. He had to feed his ego. He had to always constantly feed the supply that he needed from me. And so anytime you feel like someone is being horrible to you, or someone, it's just because they see the greatness in you and they see what you can actually bring to the table, and they can't bring that in the same way. And so if you ever feel like someone's left you, or you're just unlovable because every person that you kind of get in a relationship kind of treats you bad or does you dirty, it's only because they're trying to take the greatness from you, not because you're not worthwhile. And so I just feel like there's a lot of people going through a lot of stuff, and I used to think, oh, it'll probably just replace me and I never even mattered. But what I realized is he might do that, but there won't be another person like me. There won't be that ride or die, that I will work so hard for you, to be with you. I will protect you. I will build you up after a bad day at work. I will be the person that doesn't go to sleep to make sure that you're okay. You're not going to find another me. You might find a prettier woman. You're never going to find a woman like me. And so if you're just come out of a relationship, just remember that. They won't find somebody as nice as you. So yeah, let's get back into the speed build. I just thought we'd do a story time. We haven't done story time in a little while. My Nook's Cranny, I have been buying things every single day, and I still have not got the upgraded Nook's Cranny, so that's a work in progress. But I like this road. I just don't like the position that it's in right next to the ocean, but I'm not really what I can do to change that for the minute. So we're just gonna, like I said earlier on, we're just gonna kind of keep it like that for now, and then when the whole island is done, we can kind of look at if we did want to change something. So I think the next area that we need to do is behind all these houses, and I will go back in and decorate the villager houses a little bit more specifically once the big areas are done, which I think most of our big areas are done. I feel like the next thing that we need to hit is behind Blair Drive. We have a ton of space, and I'm just thinking of a cute little walkway behind there, just because I feel like it's a town core. We need to have a little trail behind, maybe with just a ton of trees and maybe a picnic area. I'm not completely sure what we're gonna do with it, but we'll figure it out on the next video. And then after that, I think it's just gonna be all the small areas, the villagers' houses, the beaches. We'll probably do a lot of candles on the beaches, I'm thinking, and then We also have started our new island, 𝓃𝓃, so that's going to be probably primarily focusing on that soon, and kind of just do a few videos now and then to finish this island. I knew I was never going to get this island finished by Halloween, but we will still work on this island through November, and we will also be working on 𝓃𝓃, so we got double the work, and I'm ready for it. I'm ready for the Christmas core, because like I'm ready for Christmas. Like I'm over Halloween. I'm kidding. I actually love Halloween, but I'm ready for Christmas. I'm like ready to get in the Christmas spirit. The park was not quite as big as I would have generally liked it, but we did make the fall festival quite big, so can't really complain there. It's big enough, and I just love these balloons. I've never used them, and I'm like, hey, park balloons, and obviously had to have the tricycle. There was like kind of no safe place for your kid to tricycle around, so I was like, this is it, parking lot's gotta be what it's gotta be. And then I just went ahead and added some apple trees, because I was like, I don't want to just do ordinary trees, and this is a like fall island, so let's do some apple picking. It's fall. Okay, I ran out of time, and so I will be coming around these houses and decorating them just that little bit more, you know, just to give them that oomph, you know, like that wow factor, because right now they kind of don't have the wow factor around them. But we will be coming back and decorating a lot of this, because, you know, I like my island a little bit laggy, so I need lots of decoration. But I just did the best that I could, and I was so bummed that no trees could fit there. I also added in Blair and Cherry to this island, so super excited about that. We might have 4 birds on this island that should not be there, but we also have Kiki, Goldie, Blair, and Cherry. So now it's like 4 against 6, so it's fine. So we ended up having, I think, 10 villagers all in all, and I just amiibo carded them in. I always said I was not going to do that, but this is our final look, guys, and I'm actually pretty happy with it. I wasn't sure if this like part was gonna work, because it was kind of like a small space, but I actually really like it. And this island turned out way better than I ever thought it was going to turn out, and I literally can't wait till it's finished. Like, I'm sad, because this is like my favorite island that I've ever done, but I can't wait to go back in and tweak a few things at the end and just add some more details. But yeah, I kind of ran out of time today, so I'm gonna go ahead and end this video. Thank you guys so much for watching. Thank you for all the subscribers, and I will see you guys in the next one.